For over 100 years, the Butler County Humane Society has cared for and placed into loving homes the area's abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Our No-Kill initiative was started in 2000 with a commitment of the board, our staff, and our community. As we are a non-profit, non-tax-supported facility, the BCHS is dependent on private donations for survival. We hope you enjoy this episode of Critter Corner and bring your entire family to visit us here at the Butler County Humane Society.
Staff was amazed by how active 4-year-old Iggy was upon arrival as a stray due to how skinny this poor boy was. However, they weren't surprised by his appetite. Well on his way to being a healthy weight, Iggy is always willing to show his appreciation by giving hugs and kisses. With his bold and friendly demeanor, Iggy would fit well into most homes, so long as they don't have any cats, as he plays a little too rough with them. Adopted and returned when his owner could no longer afford him, Jackson has found himself in the market for a new home once again. Often attempting to act stately, he frequently blunders the attempt, tripping while trying to jump into a chair or giving in to his playfulness in a quick burst of energy by chasing after a string or piece of fuzz. Though he seems to be embarrassed afterwards, it's clear he enjoys everything in life and it's enjoyable to watch. Jackson would fit well into most any home. With a sad, soulful bark to match his cute, droopy face, 6-year-old Harvey is anything but sad. In fact, he is a very happy boy, especially whenever he's the center of your attention. Mellow and easygoing, he isn't the most active of dogs, but he still enjoys going for walks or participating in playtime. But the fastest way to make friends with this short man is to give him a nice, long ear rub. Afterwards, he'll never want to leave you alone. Harvey would fit well into most homes, with or without kids and other pets. When Ivy first arrived at the shelter as a stray kitten, she was taken into foster care where she was nursed back to health and grew into a hardy cat. Now 3 years old, she is seeking a home that will allow her to adjust on all her terms since she was adopted in return for hiding too much after a short period of time. If allowed a little bit of space and understanding, she will soon be hugging your shoulders, headbutting your chin, and giving kisses on the cheek. If you're in search of a dog that will put a smile on your face, then 4-year-old Joker is the one for you. With a bouncy, slightly goofy personality, both his affectionate and playful sides are entertaining to watch. However, he does have a shy side to him as well, starting off a bit uncertain of himself, looking for reassurance from a familiar face. Once past your initial meeting, he becomes that sweet, lovable boy he's known to be. Joker would fit best in a home with older kids, but would do well with other dogs. Originally a skinny stray kitty, 2-year-old Franca has settled into the pampered life at the shelter. With an obvious love of food and cat treats, she has packed on quite a few pounds, but that just means there's more of her to be loved. Looking for a home that will continue to treat her to the finer things in life, Franca will reciprocate the affection with contented purrs and meows. In order to preserve all your attention for herself, Franca would prefer to be the only cat in a home, with kids over 6. At just under 2 years old, River is still working on figuring out who he is. It's obvious that he's playful, spunky, and extremely sweet-natured, but at times he's also rather shy and nervous. While around those he knows well, he is at his best and is far more confident than on his own with someone new. However, he easily makes new friends with other canines, but cats are out of the question. River would do best in a home with kids over 15. Although 8-year-old Maya was surrendered to the shelter from the home she's known for the better part of her life, the change of scenery doesn't have her down in the least. Quite affectionate and extremely social, Maya will rub on your leg in greeting, enthusiastically meowing the whole time. Though she doesn't seem to enjoy the companion of most other cats, she doesn't seem to mind the company of any and all humans, adults and kids alike. On Saturday, March 29th, the Easter Bunny comes to Butler County Humane Society for the shelter's annual Easter Open House. Both pets and children of all ages will have the opportunity to get their photo taken with the Easter Bunny from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. But join us anytime from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to take part in our Chinese auction, adoption specials, and delicious refreshments. For additional information, call 724-789-1150 or visit butlercountymhs.org. Barely over a year old, Leona still behaves just like a young puppy. Loving nothing more than to romp and play, she is a very active and energetic dog. Her favorite activity is keep away, with most any toy or a good game of tug. She has even been seen trying to catch the red dot from a laser pointer. Due to her spunk and size, she should be an only animal in a home with kids over 13. A big boy with an even bigger heart, 2-year-old Oliver draws all your attention due to his size. However, it's his charm and captivating personality that keeps your attention. Bold and obviously comfortable with his surroundings, Oliver marches around like he owns the place, greeting everyone around one at a time. Expecting nothing but the best, he would fit well into any home that will give him the same attention and affection he's sure to give to you. 3-year-old Scooter came to the shelter as a stray after being found tied to a mailbox. While no one knows how long he was left there, it must have been some time since he was rather skinny upon arrival. Now in the care of Butler County Humane Society staff, he is coming around very well. Not knowing what to do with the toy at first, he is now carrying around stuffed animals and chasing after tennis balls. Still unsure from time to time, Scooter would do better with calmer kids but would do well with other dogs. Picasso came to the shelter as a stray and was very tiny for his age. Now, at 1 year old, he has become a full-sized, healthy young man. While he starts off shy, he steadily warms up to you and will start chasing around toys for you in no time. Due to his shyness, he warms up slowly to other animals as well, but has had several kitty playmates since arriving at the shelter, so he would do well with other cats. He would likely do well with some kids too, just as long as they aren't expecting a cuddler, as he prefers all 4 paws on the ground. Surrendered to the shelter when his family could no longer keep him, 6-year-old Double D has made quite the impression on staff and volunteers, due to his large size and even larger personality. Though active and vocal in his kennel, he is a giant sweetheart that is simply looking to catch your attention in order to acquire some love. Double D is intelligent but can be easily distracted, making him best suited in a home with kids over 12 and no cats. Proper and ladylike, just as her name implies, 1-year-old Miss Lucy was surrendered to the shelter when her owner could no longer care for her. Staff was informed that she is loving and sweet, but it took some time for her to adjust to her new surroundings before her true personality was shown. Now, her fantastic nature shines through as she happily socializes with other cats and greets newcomers with welcoming eyes. Before you know it, she'll be purring up a storm in your lap. Miss Lucy would fit well into most homes. 3-year-old Brittany arrived at the shelter with a wound across the back of her neck, showing she had a rough time as a stray. Understandably, she was very timid and cautious, wary of all the attention she was receiving from staff. Now, Brittany has come out of her shell and is much more willing to meet new people, but she would still do best in a home with children over 10, as long as they are not high energy, as they may startle her some. Calling out to you as soon as she sees you is 5-year-old Paige. As loving as can be, she will rub against your legs asking for some love. If her silent pleas are left unanswered, you can be sure she will start talking some more. Paige would do well in most homes, with or without kids, though she does not seem to like other cats, preferring to have all your attention for herself. Mature in years at 8, Elroy's activity level may not be as it once was, yet he still has plenty of pep left. He is frequently seen running around the yards with his current canine companion, proving that his age can't slow him down too much. But his true appeal lies in his disposition, as it is next to impossible not to fall in love with his quiet sweetness and happy hound face. Elroy would likely fit well into most homes, with or without other pets and kids. Arriving to the shelter as a stray, 2-year-old Melanie was feeling under the weather due to a common kitty cold. As soon as she was cured, she obviously perked up a bit and began checking out her new surroundings. It seems as though she doesn't like the floor, preferring to be perched atop a cat stand, chair, or even the cages. Though a sweet girl, Melanie would do best in a home with kids over 5, but may do well with other pets. Sounding like a big, tough guy in his kennel, 3-year-old Caesar is actually quite the big baby. After he is given a few moments to acclimate himself to you, he'll beg for some attention, then give out a few whines if you stop loving him before he's ready. Though obviously a smart boy, he would enjoy almost any activity you can imagine and would pick up on any new commands quickly. Caesar may fit well into most homes with certain pets. Craig was one of 7 stray cats rescued from the Butler area by a compassionate woman, all of which started off rather shy and uncertain. Soon, staff was able to see their individual personalities. Now 3 years old, Craig still takes a few moments to warm up, but has been known to hop onto your lap whenever he is in the mood for some lovin', once he is comfortable with you. Not one to cuddle too much, he would do best with kids over 5, but would love the companionship of another pet, especially another playful cat to match his personality. 5-year-old Mossberg came to the shelter as an owner surrender. Upon arrival, he was understandably scared by the unfamiliar noises and surroundings, so very different from the home he had come to know. Still on the shy side with new people initially, he has come out of his shell exceedingly well, and staff has seen that under the nerves lies the sweetest of boys. Mossberg would do best in a home with kids over 5 and no cats, but he enjoys the company of most other dogs. At around 1 year old, Callie has gone through much in life. Despite previously having a home, she had to be surrendered to the shelter when her family could no longer give her the care she deserved. At first, she didn't respond well to the transition, but now she has come to love her shelter companions and is a vibrant, spirited young cat waiting for a new family. Callie would fit best in a home with kids over 7, but enjoys the company of most pets, felines and canines alike. Meet David Bridge. Though David is a newer volunteer at the Butler County Humane Society, he has already dedicated over 50 hours of dog socialization to our furry friends. He has also become a go-to volunteer to help out at events, always willing to lend a hand when needed. Citing volunteering here as something he has always wanted to do, he finally took the plunge. We are thrilled to have him, and if you see David out and about, be sure to thank him for his service. With more spunk and personality than his little frame can contain is 1-year-old Lenny. While in his kennel, he can come across as overly rambunctious, and it can take him a bit of time to come around to new people, especially some men. But taking the time to let him get to know you is well worth the wait, because the next thing you know, he'll be sitting in your lap giving you loads of kisses. A handsome man of 4, Ryan knows how to charm. He boldly greets you with a headbutt and immediately looks for some love. With such poise and confidence, it's hard not to resist him. Even the other cats seem to fall for him, as he has had quite a few playmates during his stay at the shelter. Due to this, Ryan would likely fit well into any home, with or without kids and other pets. This little man has the cutest face around and has a personality larger than his small body can contain. 5-year-old Larry arrived at the shelter as a stray and is ready to begin his search for a new family to adopt him. With a spunky, lovable demeanor, Larry enjoys walks, snuggles, sometimes even on laps, and attention in general. Though he likes just about everyone he meets, greeting them with a cheerful tail wag, he isn't always instantly comfortable with being picked up, making him best suited to a home with kids over 10. Middle-aged at about 7 years old is Flicker. While not always big on snuggling, she still enjoys the company of people and all that comes with your attention, whether that be a gentle chin scratch or a wave of a feather wand. Due to her rounded personality and fun-loving attitude, Flicker is likely to fit into most homes with adults and kids of all ages. Still young and learning, this 2-year-old cutie Reba has plenty of enthusiasm left from her puppy days. She loves to play and run in the fenced-in yards at the shelter. Once she burns off some of her energy, Reba is ready for some TLC and happily gives kisses. Though she didn't know much upon arriving as a stray, she already knows many of the basics and is continually learning thanks to dedicated staff and volunteers. But since she still has work to do, she would do best in a home with kids over 12. Mila had the good fortune of being found by one of Butler County Humane Society's veteran volunteers and spent a brief amount of time at her home. There, it was discovered that she is a bit of a lap cat in her, but only once she becomes comfortable with you. Since being at the shelter, Mila has become a bit shy once again, but after some patience and care, she's coming around once again to more and more people. With an air of elegance about her, Mila would make an excellent companion for a quiet home without any other pets, so she can receive your full attention, as she knows she deserves. Cute beyond measure, 3-year-old Rascal has a face almost impossible not to love. Small and peppy, he almost always has a spirited bounce in his step, outwardly showing his inner enthusiasm. While he's fond of playtime where he gets to burn off some of his energy, he appears the most upbeat whenever you're giving him some loving attention, whether it's an ear rub or belly rub. Rascal may be outgoing and lovable with adults, but would prefer to be in a home with kids over 10 years old. This 4-year-old man, Jerry, is quite the handsome fellow with a face that's hard not to love. Starting off shy at first, he can be highly affectionate if given the chance. After a gentle cheek massage, you'll have him purring up a storm and following you around in hopes of more affection. Though still a bit nervous around other animals, he seems to have the potential to get along with them, as well as children. Arriving at the Humane Society as a stray was a little overwhelming for 2-year-old Pitty Pat, but after settling into the daily routine of shelter life, she is slowly gaining some confidence, thanks to staff and the help of volunteers giving her some extra TLC. With those she knows well, she is the best lover around, snuggling and giving kisses galore, though she can still be shy with new people, making her better suited to a home with older kids. Even though he's a bit wobbly on his feet due to neurological issues, 6-year-old Hamilton still behaves as any other cat would. He purrs, sucks up as much attention as he can manage, and even climbs, jumps, and explores. He has been known to misjudge distances or trip himself up from time to time, but due to his go-get-'em attitude, he has quickly become a favorite among staff. As long as he doesn't get laughed at, he makes fast friends and would fit well into most any home, even one with kids, dogs, and other cats. Arriving at the shelter with massive hair loss and an understandably nervous attitude, 5-year-old Maddie had a rough time fending for herself as a stray. Thankfully, she merely had a flea allergy that was easily treated. She also quickly overcame her nervousness and is now an outgoing, lovable girl who gets so excited to see you, her body wags along with her tail. Maddie would fit well into most homes, but is choosy about her canine companions. Beautiful and reserved, 5-year-old Judy came to the shelter as a stray, and she is more than ready to find herself a forever home. While she may be overlooked at first due to her initial response to strangers, she can be an excellent, low-maintenance companion once you have earned her trust. Once she understands you and you her, she will be a lifelong friend. Preferring to have all 4 paws on the ground, Judy would do best in a family with kids over 8. Large yet mellow, 4-year-old Bandit has quickly and easily adjusted to shelter life after arriving as a stray. He mainly goes with the flow, all the while keeping an ambient disposition, making new friends every day. Often seen walking around, wagging his tail while greeting everyone he passes, Bandit would make an excellent companion for just about any home. At 1-year-old, Duncan is slowly exiting his crazy kitten phase and has become quite the lover. He loves being held from time to time and gives affectionate nibbles. While curled up in your arms, he will nuzzle your face and neck, purring loudly the entire time. But once he's down on the ground again, he's ready to run and play. Dunk would make an excellent addition to any home as he enjoys the company of kids, dogs, and other cats. Handsome to a fault, 3-year-old Turner catches the eye of everyone who passes by. Then his outgoing, social personality draws you in even further. With almost perfect manners, he calmly and gently walks over to you and waits for a pat on the head. However, he can only be so patient. After a short wait, he'll begin nudging you with his extra-large head for some encouragement. Due to his general disposition, Turner would likely do well with most kids and some other pets. Smokey was brought to the shelter at 3 years old. Before arriving, he had an unfriendly run-in with the dog, making him very shy. Though he is often seen hiding both in and out of his kennel, staff has seen more and more of his personality the longer he has been at the shelter, reassuring them that there is still a friendly boy hidden behind all those nerves. But this still means that Smokey would do best in a home with no young kids or dogs. Dutch is 2 years old and arrived to the shelter as a stray, so not much is known about his past. However, it is clear that he knows what he wants, and that's a new home. Strong both mentally and physically, Dutch likes to be active and challenged whenever possible. This can make him a bit much for younger children, so a home with children over 10 would be best. However, he would make a great companion if you are looking for anything from a running partner to a cuddly house dog willing to learn some fun show tricks, such as roll over and play dead. A bundle of mats and dirt, 4-year-old Joseph obviously had been running around as a stray for some time. Thanks to staff's care coupled with the dedication of a few volunteers, he's now quite the handsome boy with a beautiful coat and shining personality. While his favorite time of day seems to be food time, social time is a close second. Whether it is playing, getting brushed, or roaming the social room with other cats, Joseph enjoys the interaction, making him a great addition to just about any home. 2-year-old Esther started off her stay at the shelter with her best foot forward. Right off the bat, she was friendly and affectionate with staff and has continued to be so with volunteers of all ages. At first, she didn't seem to enjoy the company of other cats, but has made some improvement, leading staff to believe she wouldn't mind sharing her new home with some other animals or kids. 7-year-old Peanut was surrendered to the shelter due to her incompatibility with other animals. While it was quickly confirmed by the staff that she disliked cats, she seemed to enjoy running and playing with some other dogs, large and small. Due to her active nature and need to feel secure if being picked up or held, she would do best in homes with older kids, who would be an excellent addition to any home that matches her interests in kisses, cuddles, and walks. Still young in age, 1-year-old Mary seems to have an old soul. Not much of an active kitten, she prefers to seek out your attention. From time to time, she still acts her age and chases around anything with feathers, though she would rather have a welcoming lap that she can hop onto for a cheek massage or pampering brush. Mary would still do best in the home with older kids due to her occasional kitty diva moments when she wants some time to herself. The Butler County Humane Society presents its 8th annual Fur Ball, held at the Butler County Country Club on Saturday, April 26th at 6 p.m. This gala is one not to miss. Enjoy dinner and dancing to the music of Robert Piper of Pipemaster while you bid on fantastic silent, Chinese, and live auction items, including great trips with special guest auctioneer Ron Bodenchair. And don't be late or you will miss a visit with some of our adoptable residents during Yappy Hour. Space for this fabulous evening is limited, so get your tickets today. Tickets will be available at the Butler County Humane Society and Butler Florist. For questions, please call or email Cindy Dimmick at 724-282-7568 or dimmickzoo@zoominternet.net. While she didn't show much of her personality at first, 3-year-old Felina is slowly showing her colors more and more. While she's a beauty, her true appeal comes from her personality. Though she doesn't like to be held for long periods of time, she's more than happy to give you lots of affection on all 4 feet, and even sometimes on your lap. Being such a lovely girl, inside and out, Felina would fit well into most homes. As a senior dog, 8-year-old Okie knows exactly how he wants to spend the last half of his life, with plenty of TLC, R&R, and a welcoming lap to snooze on. Though he enjoys lounging around for a good portion of the day, Okie is more than happy to play with toys. He's even been seen throwing them around for himself during his kennel break behind the front desk. Due to his age and desire to go at his own pace, Okie would do best in a home with kids over 13. Felice came to the Butler County Humane Society as a stray. Staff discovered that she was already spayed, so she must have once been part of a family. While no one knows how she ended up on her own, she's moving forward and looking for the perfect home. During her stay at the shelter, she has understandably become picky with her people after seeing so many come and go, but she can be as nice and loving as the next cat if she approves of you, though since she can show some catitude now and again, she would do best in a home with older kids. 1.5-year-old Ashley has matured into a spunky young lady with a love of playing and socializing. She will greet you as soon as she sees you by calling out with a meow and by reaching out her paw through her cage door. Once out of her cage, she shows a lot of interest in what's going on around her in a friendly, outgoing manner, making her well suited for most homes.